Kendall started her financial career with Affinity Credit Union in 2015. She has had various roles in advisory, credit, processing, and currently operations. While working for Affinity, she has received the Fellow and Associate designations through the Credit Union Institute of Canada. She is also part of the Affinity Young Leaders and one of the 2022 chairs for this committee. The decision to join AYL was an easy one, as she wanted to make positive change within the organization and our communities while achieving networking and growth opportunities. Kendall enjoys helping others grow to their full potential and encourages people to take every opportunity presented to them, even if it makes them uncomfortable. Previous to working in the financial industry, Kendall went to post-secondary and became an esthetician, where she worked in the beauty industry for 3 years. During this time, a decision was made to go back to post-secondary and obtain a business certificate from SYS and a financial services diploma from Saskatchewan Polytechnic. Growing up on a small-town farm outside of Kamsack, Saskatchewan, has given Kendall the ability to understand the importance of running an enterprise. While Kendall is not working at Affinity or helping on the farm, she is an entrepreneur running her and her husband's businesses. This knowledge is great when coming back to work for Affinity and vice versa. Strategies and innovation are very important when it comes to running a successful business with happy employees, and this led into the idea presented by Kendall to Saskatchewan young leaders for attracting and retaining young talent in the credit union system.
Hello, everyone. I apologize that I'm unable to be with you today in person, but I'm honored to accept this award and have the opportunity to explain my submission. Partly because I wrote it when I had COVID, so I was not too sure if it actually made sense at the time. Anyways, I was encouraged by some lovely friends in the credit union system to submit my idea. I want to start off my explanation by disclosing that this is strictly an idea. I do not have data to support that this would be successful, and it may already be in play within our industry or other industries. The question I decided to elaborate on was, how do Saskatchewan credit unions attract and retain young talent to grow and develop in the credit union system? I talked about the idea of collecting data to gauge someone on their personality and preference and incorporating that into our hiring practices instead of using the same interview standards, and how that can provide benefits to the employees and the employers. Now, I'm not saying that the current structures and standard hiring practices do not work, but I think the credit union system can be more innovative when it comes to being your true self at work. If you have not taken a personality test before, I highly recommend that you do. They're freakishly accurate in my opinion, and anyone that I have known to take one also agrees. The benefit of taking one for yourself is the opportunity to become more emotionally intelligent and self-aware. These are strong skills a leader would have, and it's important to develop them. As an employer and having personality and preferences a part of your hiring process, this could give you a benefit and an opportunity to understand the needs of your employee, how they function, and their strengths and weaknesses. This also gives an opportunity to gauge an individual's risk and honesty by maybe having some trick questions, such as, do you drive the speed limit? You could answer never, sometimes, or always. If you answer always, I would question your honesty. You mean to tell me that you've never driven one click over the limit? However, if you answer never, then I would think you're probably honest, but you may be a risk taker. By having this data, this could tie into our industry and the trend of open banking as well. Can we have open banking or open hiring concepts or transfers? So let's just say that you're moving out of province, Your current employer has the opportunity to understand your needs and working habits. Can they recommend you to another hiring credit union? I had the privilege of attending CCUA this year, and a workshop I participated in was for strategic thinking and answering the question, where do you see the credit union system in 10 years? We broke out into groups to brainstorm. Lots of the ideas were intriguing, but some follow-up questions were, will the CUs need to merge in order to remain competitive to the big banks? How will this be a challenge? Will this be a personalized experience for members anymore? How can we hold this idea of being local and member-centric? We are always adjusting to our members' needs. However, are we also forgetting how this will impact employees, which are also considered members? Lots of the challenges that younger talent struggle with today is job security. By having the open hiring concept, this may give the employee a sense of job security and the opportunity to grow a career wherever they are in the credit union system. Now back to the interview. Your employer knows who they're hiring at this point. If the job you applied for is not compatible as they would like it to be, is there another one they can offer you? This could help decrease expenses for the credit union. But this can also give a sense of job security again to that individual and that you're not just another number to the organization. There is a bonus to the employer if your personality comes back that you are very loyal. Are you more likely to stay if the credit union gave you an option instead of turning you away or making you go through the whole interview process again? Another example of where this could benefit an employee and an employer. I often hear of the issue that advisory staff cannot complete or process their paperwork on time due to back-to-back appointments with members during open hours. What if we started to follow the trend of turning over to a 4-day work week, if the employee would prefer that? The benefit of having a 12-hour workday is the opportunity for staff to process their paperwork, complete relationship calls, or expand their knowledge or training out of the regular operating hours. This may reduce the pressure for individuals that struggle with time management and the standard work hours. However, some staff may still prefer to have a routine and work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and they still complete their tasks on time. Another way to look how this data could be beneficial is to think about, have you ever had a meeting with someone and you just didn't click? I hope you know what I mean by that. You're just not compatible. How did that make you feel? How did the member leave feeling? Are they likely to come back to you at all? I want to change the industry on this concept. So I bet that a lot of you have a regular hairdresser. Why do you return to them? Have you been to others before finding this one? Do you think that you built a relationship with them? You are trusting them with your appearance. So I want to reflect some of this into the EDI, which is also trending in our industry today. Our corporate world does have certain ways to dress, act, and speak. I think the younger generations are being more flexible with these rules and can be generally more accepting. So now I want to ask you, does your regular hairdresser have colored hair? Do they have piercings and tattoos? But you still go to them for a business haircut and trust that they're not going to give you purple hair or a mohawk in the process. You're probably there because you two get along. You are comfortable. They know what you like. And it doesn't matter what they look like if we decide to loosen up on our dress codes a bit. So why would a relationship between a financial advisor and member be any different? Could we match member personality preferences to employee personality preferences. As crazy as it sounds, I'm sure we all have heard of multiple dating apps that compare compatibility. On the flip side, there may be members and employees that prefer a suit and tie to feel like they're dealing with a professional and getting the best advice for their situation. And that is fine. But with this data, we can figure out what is going to make people the most comfortable. If this was something that was to be implemented, I can see challenges with privacy, possibly discrimination, and preferences and personality changing over the years. But these are conversations that are talked about more each and every day. Plus, if everyone understood the benefits, would they be on board? As an employer, how would you start to collect the data to gauge who is suitable to a certain position? I would suggest the following steps. So step 1, identify a well-known personality test. Step 2, discuss the benefits to the employees and how this can help develop their emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and even help others to understand their coworkers a bit more. And step 3 would be to get the current employees to take the test. Step 4 would be analyze the data by department and position and determine, is there a similar personality type in the department or position? How long have these individuals been in this department or position? What are their likes or dislikes? Does this reflect their performance? Once you have the current data and can make the connections, it would be up to the credit union to determine if it would be beneficial and test out if a personality weighing needs to be in their hiring process. Now, just to recap and clarify, I am not saying to go wear bright pink tights and cut off short shorts to work. I'm saying there's more to understanding individuals in today's world, and the younger generations seem to value freedom of speech and self-expression. We live most of our lives working and probably putting on a mask when we do it. But there's not one size that fits all. And it's important for the credit union system to adjust to the know your member or know your client or know your employee data. And then once we have that, we can utilize it the best way possible. This could make people feel more comfortable and also attract and retain them. Thank you for listening, and thank you to SYL and the judging panel for this award. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the retreat. Take care.